What's going on? Hello, everyone. We're running a little bit screw up here on the video. I'm trying to get the. There we go. All right, here we go. Grant says, wow, I literally saw this 4 minutes before it started. And John Norris says, good afternoon.
Afternoon, John. And Grant, how you doing?
And here we are. And there's our friend Ted Davies, artist of Retrieve. Yep. And ALBINO ZULU, and of course, Grim 101, which I have to go ahead and try and put the camera up here. Whoop. Start cam. There we go. There we go. Grim 101.
Cool.
This
Thanks.
is Jim the Grim. And that's why we'll be drawing is Jim the Grim. And the inspiration that Ted is using is this mecha design from 2011 that I did in my Wingman art book. But he's going to do his own take on it.
Yep. My own spin. So. Love mecha, so that's cool. I love the mechanics of it all, and old school robot guy. So
now, currently, Grim 101 Book 2 is being fulfilled on Kickstarter, right?
It's at the printers right now. I've got. I'm waiting, like everybody else is on their prints. So we're getting there. Yeah, and as soon as they give me the go ahead on when the prints are or when the books are coming, I'll give everybody the update. I'm working on the figures right now, which if you guys can see that or not, I'm working on those currently. So I should get those out in the next week or so. Yeah, everything's it's running just a little behind, but we're getting there. So I was shooting for everything for end of February, but unfortunately with the printing and everything, it's just part of the game. But yeah, things are good. I mean, it's going to be fulfilled. It's just how it works out right now. So,
okay. I'm trying to see how I'm going to do this so we can both get the top 2 in here.
Sure.
Do I need to cut you off here somehow?
Yeah. So what I would do is just keep my screen on with me on it. Just what you want to do is click on, let's see, well, you've got 2 screens, so that might be a little difficult because my microphone's hooked up to this. So, okay. Well, you can keep me rolling if you want, or I can go ahead and I think that I have to remain on though, because of the,
yeah, you do. Looks like it.
If you end up saying the drawing that I'm at right now, if you end up maximizing that, it might end up knocking you out of it. So that's cool. We'll make it work. Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that if you want. I mean, that's okay with me. I can move it over either way. That's fine. However you want to do it. That looks good.
That works.
Okay. And then
that way you're sort of out of the screen, I'm out of the screen, and we can see what we're drawing.
Yeah, that's cool. No problem. I can let me move my camera over just a little bit here. There you go. Okay. Yeah, we can do this.
All right. Works for us.
Okay. I'm going to throw some ink on here too, hopefully in time. So just bear with us on all that. But let's see.
We're all working here on an hour schedule only.
Yeah. So we'll just work on it. Yeah. Welcome everybody, like I said. So, all right, I'm going to get sketching because I know yours is a lot, I think, less mechanical than mine. So,
yeah, I'm actually going to my references.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, does he float in the graveyard?
He does. So, if he touches the ground, it's very painful for him. He doesn't
Okay.
he doesn't work very well with for some reason doesn't work well with hollow ground at all. So anything that um, has been blessed or anything like that, he's just not a big fan of for some reason. He doesn't really have anything personally against it. It's just his physics. He can't do it.
Okay.
So
I
if
just
that
kind of
makes
wanted
any
to make
sense.
sure I understood that he was floating, and I thought I remembered that when I read it. But it's been a while since I read the first book.
Yep.
Go ahead and tell everyone a little bit what Grim 101's about.
Sure. It's a story about a being that has found himself in a cemetery. He doesn't remember where he's from. Nobody can hear him or see him for that matter, except for the woman that just moved into the cottage next door to the cemetery. And he's been there going on, well, about 200 years or so. And it's an old rundown cemetery like we've all been by over the course of our travels in rural America. Everybody's been through or by one of them, I'm sure. And it's a forgotten place. And he finds out that there's a book that he finds in the cemetery called Grim 101, and basically it's a manual of how to put how to make himself a better Grim at his job. So his job being the protector or the Grim of the cemetery. This is the only thing he has to go by, so he doesn't really have a way of he doesn't even know really his name. The only reason that he has a Jim as his name was it was in the trench coat that he's wearing. There's a small piece of paper that says Jim inside the inside the pocket. So he's kind of he's learning, but nobody, like you said, everybody can feel him, feel his presence. He's not a very good at his job. People feel happy when they're at the cemetery. Where a Grim, it should be somewhere where you feel terrible and you feel anxiety and you feel grief, and that's what a Grim is supposed to make you feel like when you're in a cemetery. This unfortunately is not his forte, and he doesn't believe that he would take this as his job. So it's a little bit of a dilemma for him. But in the second book that's out right now, we find out that at the end of the first book, Gwen in the story actually sees him and she can hear him. And the second story picks up or second book picks up at that point. So give you an idea what the story is a little bit about. This soldier, was this part of an ongoing story, or what was this?
Actually, this was a design for gaming.
Really?
If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Cool.
But, when you made the choice that this was what you were going to pick from, I'm like, now I need to do something with it. So I might make a story out of it.
I like the mechanics it's nice because you can feel like it's made out of whatever. I mean, that's the biggest thing about these characters. And yours is a little bit more, it looks like it's a little bit more, it's not a person in the suit, is it?
No.
Okay. So it's
no, the I don't know if you can see, you can see the antenna that's on the top of the,
yeah.
And that's all coordinated from someone sitting in it like a video game. Right?
Remote. Okay, gotcha. So, and like I said, I'm playing around with some shapes and that. We're just going to see what we can come up with on this, but I'm actually going to throw some watercolor down on this a bit too, so I can get some shapes down. I like doing that. I like sketching, and then I'll throw some watercolor down.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing the graveyard right now that he's going to be standing in.
It's good. Good deal. Jim's been quite a nice investment for a character, though, to write. I've gotten a lot of different ideas about what I want to do with him, with the story. The third book is going to be how they both the first book and the second book are all memoir based on the characters, and you kind of feel their part of the story from their perspective. The third and fourth book are going to be how they actually come together and they're interacting. So they're both 3 and 4 are going to be longer books. Those might take a little bit longer to produce. So where we're at right now, I'm going to give everybody a break on the Grim Kickstarters for a bit. I might have to move on to a couple other things I'm doing with Retrieve, but yeah. So, but we got a lot going on. It's been very well received. They want to pick it up for development out in LA as well, so that's been really good. We haven't gotten everything finalized on that, but that's good. So the same producer that picked up Retrieve wants to work with Grim, so that's really good. I'm happy about that. So that takes it's a little less. It kind of takes the edge off because I know that there's going to be a future for it as well. So, but yeah, so we're looking forward to that. So, what were we going to say? I mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. That leaves basically Albino Zulu is the only thing that hasn't been developed yet.
Correct. Well, in development, right. So, and that actually, that's interesting because I don't know yet what's happening with Albino, but I know that the production of the books are going to be out soon. I've got Albino Zulu 2 just about finished. I'll probably be bringing that out soon. I kind of put it on the back burners a little bit, but it's been that actually for having it downloaded and everything else on PDF. A lot of people bought it for their kids, and they downloaded it from the website so they can print it out and actually have their kids assemble and color in the book, which is exactly what I wanted. So that worked out really, really well. So I think that, and we were talking, Christine and I were talking about maybe making Albino Zulu into a resin figure. That might be something that we're looking into in the future too. But like I said, I want to kind of pace myself a bit because I got sometimes too many irons in the fire. So
speaking of too many irons in the fire,
broadcasting and everything. And
broadcasting, you have 4 shows a week.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have become a media guru in the last year.
I don't know about that, but yeah, thank you. I think, but
I mean, honest to God, I was just talking to Mark Andrew Smith last night about this, and I was telling him how, I wish I was living back up in Michigan where I used to live, because I would have been like 40 minutes away from you,
right?
And we'd be. And our energy would be just like simpatico, and we'd feed off one another.
Right. Well, and I mean that can happen here too. Don't sell yourself short. This is just if it's proven anything to us, God, the last 2 years what we can accomplish from a distance. I mean, it's amazing. But yeah, I'm with you. I sometimes having people around does help. That whole. Yeah, I'm with you as far as inspiration in that. So. Just throwing some shade down here. Not in a bad way. Throwing shade.
No shade.
Right?
Right. Okay. Let me get a little more.
Yeah, that's and it's changed a lot since you've lived up here, man. There's been it's amazing the diversity now as far as property values and things. Even the lake has changed a lot. The way that the last year the lakes were really angry. I mean, there was a lot of walls that were built, trying to just keep houses from caving in. It was pretty bad last year. This year it's a little bit more calm, but the waters have receded a bit too, which is good. We got our beach back, which is not a bad thing.
Oh yeah, last year you had
it was bad.
Town was flooded.
Yeah, well, right. Yeah, and it's amazing to see what the difference is a year. But Great Lakes are funny machines anyway. I call them machines because that's what they are. They're a force of nature. It's amazing what a lot of the people don't know about a Great Lake and how the way that the water recycles itself. And I just recently read that the article on Huron, where we live on Lake Huron, it recycles water every 22 years, where Superior recycles water every 200 years, which is crazy. I mean, when you think about it. But yeah, it's something you really have to respect. The lake is something you are completely at the mercy of. whether it's keeping the warmer in the winter or cooler in the summer or high winds. We had a nice storm last week that we lost a bunch of limbs. One of them crashed on my van. But that's part of living here. The beauty, you've got to take the beauty and the beast,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you lived up here long enough.
Oh,
And
yeah.
even where you are, it's open. Where you were, it was open water. I mean, we're in a bay, so
Mm-hmm.
it's at least we have some shelter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Where I was at was like 20 miles north of him, where he lives now,
Right.
and technically Cedar Lake was like 2 miles in,
Yeah. Right.
I think. But Lake Huron itself was like just across US 23.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been up there. I got to remember the roads. And so it was like, I don't know. I as bad as the flooding was down there where you were, I was like, is the whole town of Greenbush where I was at even there?
All right. Well, I know that. I mean, we're about 4 miles outside of Tawas, so that actually was better for us because Tawas was flooded. We had some flooding, but not like even down the street was terrible, but not like it was for some of those people. They were just, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
And we're talking like a foot of water across the whole city, which is nuts. I mean, it's crazy, just crazy. But yeah, I'm glad I don't think anybody died from it, but man, just
You
terrible.
wonder sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Yep, I totally understand that.
Yeah, but
okay. I gotta call something up here. Okay. Now let's see if this works.
yeah, I'm excited. Next week we're going to be at my first Comic-Con in 2 years. I'm excited about that because that's been weird not being at Comic-Cons.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got to draw him high enough so that he's floating.
Yep.
And he just wears an overcoat, right?
He does. He's got a leather. It's kind of a leather. You don't think it is in the story because of the tones I've got, but
it's a great version of Constantine's coat.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's a coat that he doesn't even know where he got his clothes. I mean, he's like, these aren't even they don't even fit him right. So he's really at a loss. He doesn't know what how he got there, how he got dressed the way he is. He understands that these aren't his clothes. Yeah, he's in a really a world of hurt. He doesn't really know what he's gonna find out about himself, and he's hoping that the book Grimm 101 teaches him a little bit more, and maybe well, he doesn't really. This is the first person that's seen him that he can recall. So with Gwen, so it's a whole nother ball of wax. Now, hopefully, it's good for him. I'm not going to give the whole story away, but hopefully it's a good thing.
Whoops, that's too high.
Okay. How's the weather been down there? Has it been bad?
Right now it's raining, but no biggie.
Good. Well, it could be worse.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned a lot this last couple of years just on broadcasting and dealing. I mean, yeah, it's baptism by fire, like you were saying. I don't think I'm a guru or anything, but it's a lot of planning, you got to work through a lot. but you get through it, and it's actually becomes easier, even though it's not technically. It does become easier. Repetition helps,
Yeah, it's more or less just setting up what you're going to do per show, and
right. Well, and then making sure guests are, there, and all that, and changing the show a bit too, trying to get to the point where it's you've got some interest, because a lot of people, they subscribe to you, but then they don't follow you, right? So
right, exactly,
which is okay. That's okay too. I have no problem with that. I'm a big fan, no matter what. Like I said on other shows, I'd rather have 200 fans or whatever, and they all watch it, versus 10,000 fans and
nobody watches.
Nobody watches it, right? I've got friends that have 10,000 followers and they've got 100 views. And it's like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, well,
But
let me see. I got to get this kind of. His hair's kind of sticky out.
It is. It's a different type of haircut too.
What do you mean by different type of haircut?
It's a short haircut. It's kind of spiky, and it's just different. It's not. You'd think a guy that's 200 years old would have, long locks or something. The Fabio hair or something. But
yeah, let me go ahead and redo that then, because I'm looking at how you drew it.
Yeah.
But I'm also using a reference for a face.
Got it.
And the person who's got the face has kind of curly hair.
Ah, got it.
So I've got to blend the two. Okay, no biggie. I can do that.
Got it. Let this dry a couple minutes. Throw some ink on here.
Since it's spiky, I'll kind of. It's kind of spiky, like Sandman spiky.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, kind of.
Just not as long as his.
Right.
Right. Got it. Right. Spread that a little bit. Now,
I'm going to be closer to you too. Let's say we're going to be on Lexington March 20. I want to say 24th through 27th, something of that sort.
Yeah, Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, won't be too far from you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about contacting them and seeing what the situation is, if I can actually possibly can show up.
Yeah, there's a lot of actors going to be there, a lot of personalities. So, and that's going to be one of the larger ones for the beginning. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been to anything in almost 2 years, but that's just because of location too, up here, and recent lockdowns, everything else. You guys know what's going on, but it's been at least a little bit better now. So we're hoping that it's better in general. I'm hoping, but I'm sure it will be. So that's good.
Don't like that. I'm gonna get a different pencil.
You're good. Do your thing. I'm just having fun just sketching. I haven't done this in a long time. Just development, sketching, just trying to brainstorm. It doesn't have anything to do with your mecha. Yours is so detailed. It's off the chain.
I can't do that.
Come on. We only got an hour here, man. You know, I'm not going to be trying to mess with that too much, but give you at least an idea. I'll throw some color on here. You don't care if I throw some color on this guy?
Oh, yeah, do what you got to do, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna if I can get this to where I want it, there's going to be color on this too.
Good.
I just haven't quite. What color is his eyes?
They're white. He doesn't have any pupils, so at least not yet.
Oh, okay. So it's more like a black inside with a white eye then.
They're just white, kind of like Batman, you know, that kind of stuff. It's very, like I said, he's ethereal, so he's not. There's no real basis for the color or anything like that.
Okay. But alrighty.
So have you read anything lately? Any new books?
Just finished Garbage Man by Aaron Lepresti.
Yeah. How you like it?
5 stars.
All right. That's good.
That's
hopeful.
Yeah. I've got to do a review on that. Yeah, it's actually better this way than it was when he originally did the story for DC.
No kidding.
Yeah, he took out the Batman reference because obviously he doesn't own the right to Batman.
Right.
And he put his own characters in it, and I think it makes the story better without Batman in it.
Really? Okay, well, good. That's cool. I can respect that.
And you can actually buy copies of that from Aaron over on
Really?
Kickstarter for Wraith of God.
Very good. That's cool.
Yeah, Dark
Good,
Horse.
I'm digging that.
Yeah, I ordered it from Dark Horse, and it was supposed to ship in November, and I just got it from Diamond last week.
Did you?
After I ordered a special one signed by Aaron, because I thought, well, hell, I'm never going to get it from Diamond.
Right. At this point, right. Well, that's just part of the game.
That's always what happens, though.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I'd rather support him than not.
Well, yeah, and that's what we do, right? We take care of the people that we enjoy. That's their art. That's the key. A lot of us haven't had that type of support, and it's important that we continue it.
How are you guys doing in the audience there watching? Can you see? Is everything okay? I haven't heard anything for a few minutes from everybody.
I haven't seen anybody, but that's okay. You're running the show. It's kind of different from me, so I'll take it.
Yeah, well, I let Brian K. Morris know that you were going to be here. I let other people know that from your neck of the woods, shall we say?
Good.
So who knows what's going on? But it's a Sunday, and Sunday's kind of a day of rest, and it's also people are doing things trying to get ready for the week ahead too.
Right. Well, and if they're not here, they're not. It's okay. I mean, you got playback. That's the thing. Sometimes they watch it late at night before they go to bed or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, that's part of the game.
That's it.
Once it's out, once it's on the internet, unless you take it down, it's there. So, but yeah, that's cool with me. No problem.
Now if I can just get this hand. That's always something of a
Fun stuff about it. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now you said his coat was way too big for him, right?
Right. It's not like double X or anything, but it's there. He's got it's kind of a weird scenario. He looks just almost like he's emaciated in a lot of ways, but I guess 200 years can do that to you. But
that looks good. Okay. Alrighty. I think now the book itself, the Grimm 101 book, does it say Grimm 101 on the cover?
It does. It does. Yep. Grimm 101.
No. On the book itself, the red book he's holding.
Oh, it says yes. It does say Grimm 101. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, it does. I didn't put that on any art yet on the book at all, and I did that just because it's kind of and you've had me on your show a couple times. I talked about it where it was. I want this to be kind of an evolving artwork. You're looking at it almost like it's you're waking up from a dream. You're not seeing everything focused, and then eventually you'll see everything in full line. But yeah.
What there you go. Up here. No, you can't. Let me see if I can get this to a good angle here. Can you see it okay?
Yep, I'm getting it there. Good.
You see where he's holding the book in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's good. Good stuff.
All right. Because I know you've got yours in color and everything else, and I'm sitting here way behind.
Well, you gave me kind of carte blanche on mine, so I can screw around trying to get the different things on it. But that's more of a finished piece. What you're doing, I'm just trying to make it more of a take on what you're doing. You've got more of a artistic development on your project, so mine's more of a sketch in a way. Get another color here. What we got?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this will be something that he can use when it comes to book 3.
Yeah, maybe. I'll look into that. Absolutely. I'm always trying to figure out something new on that. So on all of the stuff I'm doing, but this is kind of nice not thinking about while I'm drawing what I have to gotta do. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So thank you for allowing me that
freedom.
Courtesy.
That freedom.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sitting here. He goes, when you pick that, I was like, you're gonna do what? Because that is so far away from your thing. I'm like, this is gonna be interesting.
No, I like just like I said, not thinking about. Sometimes it's just nice not thinking about the overall, but let that dry up a bit. Sometimes it's
absolutely
just nice. That's all. I'll go from there. Yeah, the ice storm was pretty bad. We and then we had like 4 inches of snow the next 2 days. That was great.
Jeez.
That was an education. Called the insurance company about the van because I don't know what the damage was because the ice is still covering it in the snow now. So they're just
dear. That's not good.
like, call us when you thaw out. It's okay.
Call us when you thaw.
And that's okay. I have no problem with that. You know, I just, it could be worse as long as nobody got hurt. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was all I care about, you know. But yeah, it's
For those who want to know what I'm inking with Tombow dual brush pens.
those are good. Yeah, everything I'm using right now is Micron. I'm gonna wait till it dries and then I'll finish up with darker Micron or a Sharpie. I've got a couple things I'm gonna add to, but not too much, just because it's more of a sketch piece than it is. You know, and it, you know, yours is so detailed, bro. Yeah, that's not. I mean, I would have to take probably 2 days to draw and get that complete. I don't want to, and that's not my style. I like doing a little bit more freehand, more, you know, that's cool. But
well, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing a freehand. I mean, I'm looking at different things for reference, like some photos of some tombstones and stuff. But I mean,
right. But no, I mean, just the mech though is really.
Oh, the mecha thing. Yeah, well, that's a totally different animal.
Yeah, it's a completely different animal, and it's. I'm thinking more not cartoon, but more stylized. It's just, you know, just more
well,
Ted.
I
more Ted drawing. What?
Well, you've always been more open in your art style, whereas I've been more of a hyper detailist when it comes to the technical stuff. So
yep, I like to get the idea down and okay, this is what we got. Okay, cool. This is where I'm at. And then your mind can make up the what you want it to, you know.
Right. Whereas, see, what would be really cool is if you did all the layouts for these, and then I added all the details.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a interesting concept.
See what we actually came up with together. That would be a interesting, like you say, approach.
That is interesting. That would be an interesting format.
That would be basically your pencils and my finishes.
Great. Cool. Well, we'll see what the future holds. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah. Well, you never know. We're like, you know.
Stranger things have happened. So.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. But how did you manage to come up with so many different ideas for your video channel?
Well, I do a lot of research, YouTube stuff, and a lot of it you take. You know, I'm not copying people, but you need to have a wide variety of interests. I mean, I have a lot of interests. That's anybody knows me. I'm very much, you know, from watches to cigar. It's just I don't like to limit myself because I might have something out there that somebody else might be wanting to learn about, you know, or enjoy. That's just the way I am. I don't like limiting. And I don't like people that, if that's their thing, I don't like people not trying to share what they know with other people. There's a lot of stuff that you could really benefit the world by just sharing stuff. And it was, you know, whether it's a drinking show with my wife, you know, the drinking with the Davies is a fun thing because you learn about history of the drinks, or you learn about, you know, why this rum is in this drink, or if you drink. If you don't drink, that's fine too. But it's just it's something that you can learn from. You know, you can partake in if you want. If not, that's cool too. But yeah, as far as the ideas, I do a lot of research on YouTube, find out what other people are doing, and what interests me. You know, what I find, what's recommended to me on YouTube. I look through a lot of different things and say, oh, maybe that might be cool. And there's a lot of things that interest me though. I really like everything that I do. I like, you know, books, collecting comics, whatever, miniatures, gaming, all kinds of stuff. So you'll hear Calypso barking in the background. Sorry about that. It's Sunday, but she's barking back there. But yeah. So I mean, it's I think that, and I've had some suggestions from people too, which help. But a lot of the stuff I just roll with it. If I get inspired to do it, then that's what I do. I don't wait. because I think if you wait, you miss the mark on it. But and a lot of the stuff I do was a lot of interviews. I mean, that was one thing that built TED Talks is interviews. So now it's more about, and it's all been branding. I mean, I've been preaching about that for years. Branding is so important to your, without a fan base, you're dead in the water. So it doesn't matter what you do if you don't have a fan base, which I've been building with Ted Davies Artistry for 3 years now.
Yeah, about 3.
And you've got to look at it now. I mean, I've got to look at it from a standpoint of not followers, but people that are interested in what I'm doing because of the marketability of it all too. So I mean, I'm being forthright and telling people, hey, you know what, I enjoy doing this. I want to teach you guys, and I want you to help build your business too in the interim. But it's legit. It's not that trying to get something off you to buy my book or whatever, but it's legitimately that's
right.
That's Ted Davies Artistry. that's me. So and that's honestly that's what Hollywood's looking for. They're looking for branding to where you've got a following that is legit, not a bunch of people being bought to subscribe to your channel, and that you want it to be organic in nature, so that people when your name is out there and stories are being developed from your story, people are going to have a following. They want to make sure that that's promotable asset to what they're looking into developing your property. So it makes sense. So yeah. So I don't like limiting myself on what's available. YouTube's a great platform. It's great. So utilize it as much as you can.
Okay, let's see here. We got 15 minutes left here. Let me get the base done on this. At least all the heavy lines. I probably won't get to the coloring, but I will do all of this. I'll probably come back and finish this online next week if I don't.
That's cool.
That way we can all see what it comes out as.
Yeah, we should do this again. We'll take a couple hours. We'll do something a little bit more in depth.
Okay. Yeah, because with your schedule, it's like, oh, you're like, what? Well, let me see if I've got time.
Yeah. And I don't mind, honestly, and that goes for anybody. But it's yeah. And some of the times I don't have a lot of time to do things, and honestly, some of the shows I don't want to be on. To be honest with you, I'd rather I know that you put out a good product. You're trying to your brand. You've been building. You've been steady every week. You've been doing all kinds of stuff during the week. Whether it's reviews or interviews, and you're trying to build your base in that. And that's when you've got an opportunity, and I've got the time, absolutely. But like anything else, I curate what I'm doing. I look at everybody's shows and everything, and really look at what people are stating and what they're doing for the general public. And you're providing a service, Louis. Your reviews are good, they're solid, they're honest. You've been very, very good about helping me out, get my stories out, so thank you for that. But yeah, that's I hope it doesn't go without saying that I'm trying to make sure that if I can share a little time with you, and we can get some views on both of our channels from it, and we can get you to the point where you've got more exposure when it comes to people seeing what you do. Yeah, hell yeah, man, I'm all about it. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Flip this over upside down a little bit so that so that my hand isn't messing up some of it. It's starting to blend in a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to be coloring that in with the gray shade and markers later. So I'm not too worried about it. But before it got too bad, I better.
Gotcha.
Is there any particular? Oh, geez. Is the cottage in book 1?
I'm sorry. What was the last part?
Is her cottage in book 1?
My cottage, no, but a cottage, yes.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Well, I meant Gwen's cottage.
Yeah, Gwen's cottage. It's in book 2. So
okay, it's in book 2. It's not in book 1. Okay.
Right. Some people thought it was, and I ran with it, but it was actually a mausoleum. But
Okay.
in the book. So, but yeah, hers doesn't really, and it's adding. That's a character in itself too, and that's to being as the story goes through, you'll understand that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But there's yeah, there's definitely something about the cottage too that's
Mm-hmm.
it really it's kind of becomes a character in itself. A good thing though. Not
Mm-hmm.
not one of these horror stories that turns into a real estate nightmare. It's not like that. But
it's not a haunted cottage.
Correct. I mean, how couldn't it be with the cemetery next door? But whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's it's been, like I said, it's been very well received. We're really happy with all the success that it's.
And let's be clear that Grim 101 is not a comic. It is a storybook with illustrations.
Correct.
Ted does a lot of different things besides just comics. While Retrieve is a comic book.
And so is Albino Zulu.
So Albino Zulu.
Yeah.
He went over to this format partly because you wanted to do kind of a more romantic gothic story.
Yeah, and I wanted it. Yeah, and I wanted to kind of stretch the barriers on what a illustrated book is. That's the thing. So you got a comic book artist that's doing a book now. I mean, Mike Mignola's done this. I mean, he's put books together like this and a story is a story. So as far as I'm concerned, this is just another format of how to draw it. That's it. And some people, it turns them off. Oh, I thought it was a comic book. Other people, it's like, okay, cool. All it is it's just an experimentation in the storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see what we can do in the years to come with the technology that's going to be available, what we're going to be doing with other things for my books.
Wow.
So I think that there's going to be a lot of things that interactive wise is.
Sorry, I didn't realize my camera was off. The angle that I put it on there for a while there. I wish someone had said something.
Sorry. I was trying to. I've been looking at my art. Sorry, guys. Pipe up, guys. If you guys hear or can't see anything, let us know. What marker are you using, or what ink?
This is still the Tombow.
Okay, got it.
In fact, everything in this is going to be Tombow.
Good.
I'm using a full black and gray.
Yeah, got it. I've been using these Spree. I don't even know what they're called, but they're actually really, really good. These for the I got them on. These are really very inexpensive, but they worked out really, really well with watercolor for me. And I got them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap, but I just wanted to see what was available. I've been trying to get some review ideas together for different watercolor. See what the top expensive ones cost, the papers, and then see what the Walmart stuff costs in the papers, or the watercolor too, just to see. So I
don't think Walmart versus this company or that company so much, because Walmart has some good stuff and they have some cheapy stuff.
It's all, yeah. Well, I look at it the masses. It's like the watches that I look at. I look for budgetary, good value for the money watches. You don't have to be a millionaire you don't have to have a Rolex to start your collection. That's not what this is about. The same thing goes with watercolor. If you're trying to do it on a budget and you're learning, you know what? Try it out with some of the stuff. See what's available. And some of the stuff that I use is very moderately priced. I have some that are, some of the watercolor papers I use are pretty intense, expensive, but that's for major commissions. That's not for what I use for my commission or my comic books or my books for that matter. Even this is a 12 by 18, 140 pound paper.
That's 12 by 18?
Excuse me, it was 12 by 18, but it's 9 by 12. I cut it in half.
I thought you said you worked 9 by 12. I was like,
no, yeah. I cut it in half just because it fits the screen better right now. And I like I do like working smaller. I've learned that 11 by 17 is kind of the norm, so I'm going to have to work on that a few times with the comic book things, because things get stretched and moved around. But I've done
Well,
that.
that's just learning the cut size to the percentage.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
In the printing, if you can figure that out, that's
Right.
not a major deal. I've worked on everything from 8.5 by 11 to 11 by 17,
right,
to 11 by 14 to 18 by 24 for comics.
Right. Well, and architecture, everything was 24 by 36 or larger.
Right.
So, I mean, I dealt with, I some huge prints that
Mm-hmm.
the blueprints alone were ungodly. I mean, you had to have them, you had to roll them out because you couldn't fit them in your car.
Yes.
And that was back in the day before you just had to click them in an email. But yeah, crazy stuff. But
yes, I should show you the architecture work I did.
Yeah, love to see it. And that's just another art form.
It's just a house layout, but
that's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
Floor plans are cool. I mean, I've done all kinds of watercolor work and for customers or clients that they wanted their house, but they wanted just a little bit more of a personal touch, for a photograph than a photograph or whatever. I've done that and handed it to them as a gift for for drawing or designing their home, that kind of stuff. But that, it's architecture's architecture. I mean, this is all architecture as far as I'm concerned. Layout's layout. Doesn't matter if it's a page or a comic book or whatever. Layout is just as important on a page as it is in architecture, building a house. So
okay, we're almost about 5 minutes left here. Let me get this tree. Like I said, I've got the basics of the
you're good.
Of the layout of the piece anyway. There's going to be a lot more to do yet before getting the colors and the shading and stuff, but we'll manage.
No, it looks good though. And you are an illustrator. I mean, you've done a lot of work. I mean, the book that I took this the mecha idea out of. Get color here. Sorry, it's so bright in here. I'm right by a window. So I'm right by a window. So
yeah,
this is the book that I got it from. So if you guys are checking out what Louis Bright Raven's doing, I mean, the Wingman book is awesome. He even did a. Go ahead.
That's available from me. You can go ahead and email me at quotheravenlbr72 at gmail.com. They are $10.95 plus shipping, or pardon me, $9.95 plus shipping.
Unless it goes through. I mean, the illustration work is just awesome. So don't go by anything of this hour. I mean, this is the type of work that Louis does. It's awesome. And of course, he did my version of Archimedes on this as well. Not in this book, but
yeah, it's in that book.
No, I meant not on it, in it. There you go. So you did your version of Archimedes on there.
Yeah, Archimedes is his robot character from his series Retrieve.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of the mainstay in this. But yeah, the book in my story. But Wingman, check out everything that he's doing. So Louis is quite a talent. You've been doing this a long time, man. Long time. How many years have you been doing this? 30 years?
I'm going into my 30th year.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So.
It says a lot.
Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and get a tech pen here. That's too small. I just want to get the face done before we sign out.
No problem. I appreciate having me on. I know it's just fun though. I like sketching.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Are fun. Sundays are fun like that. So, and not having to worry about what you're drawing. That's such a nice thing. Nice thing. Just sketching away, get the sketchbook out and go for it.
I take it you really haven't had a chance to do anything other than commissions lately.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that. I've had the prints that I've been working on just because I've been enthralled with Boba Fett and everything else that's been on TV and those kind of things. Those are fun. they're not no brainers, but they're that's been kind of nice. But just I know that when you've got when you're trying to produce books and you're trying to get everything right, and then the printer comes back and you got changes and you got whatever, on and on, things happen. It gets daunting, and then you're on camera 3 or 4 times a week, and it can get a little, the leveraging of everything can get a little bit monotonous. But when you've got time to sit down and then draw and just kind of do some color schemes and just not think about what you're drawing, the art finds itself. I love that. And that's what I've been with the prints that I've been working on with commissions. A lot of the commissions I've been working on have been great, and the clients have been great, but the prints are nice too. I'm looking forward to being able to sell those at the Comic-Con coming up, or the Comic-Cons, I should say, coming up. Yeah, so that's been good. I'm looking forward to that. And the original art too is for sale too, but those are, like I said, limited to one. The prints will be, I think they're going to be between $5 and $10. I'm not sure what we're going to be pricing those out at yet, but
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
What size are the prints?
They're 8 by 10, so I'm going to be, I think,
right 5
now,
to 10. 5 to 10.
Yeah. Usually, what I'll do, and they're high. They're 300 DPI plus. I mean, they're decent. They're decent. But I wanted something that would ship easy too. I like making prints that would fit in a Gemini mailer with a book, and they do it that way. So I like that better than making the large ones. Of course, I can always take orders for larger prints, 11 by 17 or what have you, 12 by 18. But I like doing the smaller ones because I can ship them all together with the books in the Gemini pack, which I like. I just like the safety of it all.
Do you remember watching the episode with me and Aaron Lepresti about how to pack the bigger pieces?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, I'll have to send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link of that one, because I'm ridiculous when it comes to sending stuff. Ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. Trying to make sure everything's put together, as far as artwork goes. God, I'm, very meticulous when it comes to artwork. Foam core wrapped in bubble wrap,
that's
everything's in plastic to begin with, then foam core, then bubble wrap, then the
that's
box.
Exactly what
It's a way to do it. I mean, it's so worth it. So worth it.
So you pretty much already know.
Well,
it's just that so many people don't, unfortunately.
Yeah. Architecture prints was, do you roll or do you not roll? I mean, architecture prints, you roll everything and you send them in a tube. When it comes to artwork, it's a little different. Do you want it flattened or do you want it, how does the client want it?
Right.
I always send flat on that because of the type of art that I do. Watercolor paint, paper is a little bit more forgiving, but I try to have it so that it's pretty much instant. When they pull it out of the box, all they got to do is frame it and they're good, not having to press it for a week to get it to stretch back the way it was. But
that's totally understandable. Just finishing up a little bit of detail here with the pen, and we'll have the line art pretty much done.
Cool. Now the hope the weather gets better for you. It's sunny here today, but it's cold. It's not as cold as it was. But
well, you see how you got nice light, really bright.
Yeah.
And you see how kind of grayish it is over here. Yeah. I've got, and I'm going to show you.
Yeah, got it.
So you can tell how dark it is outside.
Yeah. We're this is a north-facing window because that's the artist. I've always got to have northern light, right? So most consistent light. So I wish I had that option. Yeah, it's one thing I look for in just about every place we go. I love having southern exposure, but northern light's the key. So
this is not set up that way, unfortunately. But alrighty, let's go ahead and take a quick
gander
at mine.
No, looks good. Looks good. Love that. Love the stonework. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
And there's still quite a bit more to go with it, but
it's good. It's good. I didn't put any epitaphs on the graves. I don't know if you're going to, but I didn't put any on them. Cool.
Okay, let me see if I can get this to. I'm trying to get yours to come up front.
Yeah, just hit the left corner square of it, the upper left corner.
There we go.
And then that way you can still hear me because
Yep.
you haven't removed it. Yeah, so that's it. I can straighten it out. But again, it's not the same as yours, but I like having a little bit more free flowing lines, a little bit more aerodynamics to it. That's me. So
yeah, well, hold on a second. Let me see if we can. Here's mine.
Totally different. Totally
Here's
different. I mean,
mine.
that's quite a feat of ink. It is. Wow. Yeah, big time.
And there's his. Now here's what he did in an hour, and this probably took about 15. So
yeah, right.
What do you want? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I mean, that's pretty meticulous. It is. It's incredible.
So let's not knock Ted.
No.
That's not
oh, good. No, yeah.
No, this
20 hours later. This is what Ted came up. Yeah, right. No.
15 hours later. I mean,
yeah, right.
Yeah, but that's cool. I mean, I kind of look at like that as, the something like it's like if you were in the middle of a firefight.
Yeah,
I can actually see this. It's like you're seeing it in the distance.
Yeah,
without the shapes and everything. Mine's a close-up version or something before the fight or something.
Yours is the manual. Yeah, right.
Mine's the manual. There's the real thing.
Yeah, it's more of a field process. Yeah, it's all good. It's fun. That's what art's about, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way you do it. So when you only have an hour, that's the whole thing. You just try to have fun with it and sketch.
Alrighty, we'll come back with this next week on finish this up.
Cool.
Get the color grade scale and stuff. There'll be some. I'm still going to put some background in there more. I don't think
sure.
Background.
Oh, just have fun with it, man. Have fun with it. That's the main thing. I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for buying the book too, and everything. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks for backing me up with all of it too, and it's great.
Well, I'd rather back you than some certain people who will not be named.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That
there's. I'm just glad that you're. That we've got you and I have always had a good friendship, and I want to make sure it stays that way. We're just trying to have fun. Art is important.
It's not just a friendship. There's a respect there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's a lot of what goes on between people. You can have a business relationship and you can have a friendship.
Yeah.
And you can have both, but everything is relied on trust and respect. And when I'm not going to, like I said, we're not going to talk about what's happened off camera with other things, but both of us have dealt with certain individuals that have not handled their relations with us properly. We'll put it that way.
And there's not, and there's no winners when that happens. Nobody wins. Everybody's hurt, and it doesn't have to be like that. It can be very, it doesn't have to be like that. And that's what I strive for, making sure that we do what we can for people and get the best results for everybody.
Yep.
That's why we're here. So on a Sunday. So, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me in. Drawing a little bit.
Hey, thank you for coming. We always appreciate having a guest on the show, and because people get tired of looking at my ugly face.
I get tired of mine too. 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Poor Christine has to have a drinking show to deal with me. So yeah. So, but
it's like you again.
Yeah, right.
Don't I see you enough?
Mix that drink. Yeah, right.
That's why the dog barks, right?
What's that?
That's why the
dog barks, right? Right. Trying to get into the office here, trying to get in the studio. Chew me up.
Folks, if you enjoyed this video, and we hope you did, let me see, where is it? Why is it not doing it? There we go. If you think others might, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue to get content from this channel. As always, I thank you for watching and for your support. John Norris says nicely done, and it's nice to see you again, Ted.
Nice to see you too, John. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's good to be on here again.
If you want to reach out to me on social media, I'm on Facebook at lewis.brightraven, at Twitter at lewisbrightrave2. You can find more of my artwork at deviantart.com/brightraven. You can find Ted on YouTube at Ted Davies Artistry. He has a web site called teddaviesartistry.com. What other, you want to give out your emails or?
They can find everything on teddaviesartistry.com, or you follow me on Instagram, Ted Davies Artistry. Or Facebook, Ted Davies Artistry. Anywhere that you type in Ted Davies Artistry, it should come up. So, and then I'll have contact information, my email, and you can message me, of course.
Okay. YouTube, Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven exclusively. If you want to email me, quoththeravenlbr72@gmail.com is the address to reach out to me for commissions and suggestions for the program, questions about the programs. If I don't get back to you within a day or two, then you can try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. So until later, we'll see you next time. Have a great day.